This is Janice Best in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. I am going to demonstrate how to make a Shungite Orgonite to deflect off the 5G satellite's effect on our immune systems and on our DNA. And I'm going to first start with teaching you how to make a coil that I put in. I put 3 of them in. And so what I'm going to do is bend this bend this completely in half so that it's almost equal. I'm going to take a pair of pliers and squeeze it down to make a loop, and then I'm going to straighten that out a little bit, and then take the pliers and then start to make a coil, and leaving some space in between, and you just keep making a coil. And then what I'm going to do, because I want the sides to come up and out of my instrument, you have to make sure that the coils are going to clockwise. So I want to make sure that all these coils are going clockwise. Then I'm going to take this one and bend it straight up. Continue to wrap. Oh, this one wraps around more. This one gets bent straight up. Like that. And this one wraps around just a little bit more until it's on the very opposite end of the other one, opposite side, and then it gets also bent up. So then now you have a coil that will come all the way up out of your instrument. And I'm going to demonstrate over here as Tom hands over to my other instrument I just got done making. And so then all these spikes from these coils, these 3 coils, are going to stick up out, and so that it's going to be moving the energy. Then the other thing I did was I took the copper wire and I did opposing pipes, and then the other side underneath the caging for the Shungite big rock, I did the opposite one. So you want to do the opposing pipes. Okay, so this one's done. I'm just letting it cure, and then I'm going to put up on my roof of my garage. So coming back here, I want to demonstrate how to do that. Now I'm going to let you know what I do is I use a piece of board and I put aluminum on, and this is a little table I put aluminum on so that I can have an easy way to go back and forth. And I'll set these coils back up again, because then I'll get them arranged once I put them in there. I'll get them all arranged so they're kind of equal all the way around. And then once it's all done, then I'll arrange them a little bit better. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some like canola spray or vegetable spray, and then you just want to spray it down so that it can easily come out of the container. So just spray it down so it can easily come out of the container. And then what I'm going to do is you follow the instructions on the fiberglass resin, and this is the number 2. And it has a hardener with it, and for every 6 tablespoons you add a 1/4 teaspoon of the hardener, and so I'm going to work double. It's helpful to have tongue depressors to help get this out of here. I'm going to do another 6 tablespoons because I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of hardener. I do have a 1-gallon resin, and I'm choosing to use a smaller one because it's easier to work with, and then I just dump the larger one in, and this is the hardener. And you stick a 1/2 teaspoon in that. It gets to be very, very sticky when you're working with it, so I'm changing my gloves often. So the container is completely empty. I had the vegetable spray in there, and I'm just going to dump a little bit in here. And then it's important to put your name on, and here I put scriptures in because I think these 5G satellites are not going to be, I just think it's diabolical. I don't like them. But anyway, so put your date on so that you have a record of when you created it. Then once that's put down on the bottom so that you can read your name on the bottom, take all of your coils and drop them right on top of your signature. And then I'm going to take more of this and dump more of this on top of the coils so that the coils are covered. And then I'm going to take some Shungite rock. Let me do the pipes first. Let me do the pipes next, because I'm going to keep them equal and in here. The pipes go in next, and I'm going to push this down to the bottom so that I can keep all the pipes in line so that they stay good. Perfection is not necessary. So I'm going to take Shungite rock. This is Shungite rock, which I got at USA. No, it's S-Life USA. It's at slifeusa.com, and I bought a whole big 10-pound bag of it. And so you put the Shungite rock in there, and then I take this is the aluminum shavings, which I got at the Organite and it just sends the Organite shavings right with you. And it sends a big box of Organite shavings. And then I take the copper, which came from Shore Boys, and other copper, pure 100% copper scrubbies that I cut up. And that's the reason why I put the aluminum down, because it's easier to clean up. I'm going to put the rest of my solution in here. It's a little hard to work around the wires, but I don't care if I bend them, because I'll just bend them back. And that's not going to be enough, so I am going to continue to if you want to work with just a small amount, just do 6 tablespoons and a 1/4 teaspoon of hardener. It's a little warm today. It's 70 degrees, and the problem is that it starts to harden quickly, so I have to work very fast. So you have to think about that. The cooler the day is, the slower that it starts to harden. And then I take a skewer, and I just get in here and mix up make sure there's no air bubbles, get air bubbles out, because they will come to the surface sometimes. If not, they stay stuck. And I just keep mixing the resin in. After I do that, I have a crystal I'm going to stick down on the inside, which I'll end up taking this out. But the first thing I'm going to do is I have some scriptures that I folded up, and I just put a cross in. I have a St. Benedict crucifix I'm going to put down on the inside, just to help deal with my eyes what's going on diabolically, because I don't think it's beneficial what's happening on his head. So that just kind of sends out the scriptures, and have Psalms 91 in there, Psalms 37, Psalms 35, and many other scriptures to help with our warfare against technology. Put some more aluminum in there. I'm coming down to the end of that box. And next weekend I'm going to be making a 3.5 gallon with 3/4 inch piping. You take the rest of this and dump it in here. And make up, I think just one more will do it, and then we'll be done. You can make this a wide shot for the rest of them. When you work on these, you want to have plenty of ventilation. So I have both windows open, and I have both my door open, just one door. And so there's a breeze coming through. So, and if I don't, I have a fan that I run. We keep the window open and keep good ventilation going. It's not too bad in here. Go back and get my skewer and just keep working all that. Make sure everything's saturated. Next thing that I'm going to do, get out of my way, is I want to put this crystal down in the middle, and because, oops, I can't slip it in between, I'm going to have to temporarily take the jig off, cardboard jig off. The other thing you do is put the crystal down in and then put the jig back on again. So I'm going to put it in this direction and push him down, whatever, down in, and keep on going. And what the crystal does, it just allows the energy to flow a little bit better. And I'm going to stick my jig back on again before this starts to harden. It's going to prove to be a little bit more difficult than I thought. There we go. Just so that they stay good. I do have a level here, but I'm just going to let that go. And I'm going to take and just put him down in there so that he's just going to stick up. Alright, so he's down in there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my gloves because they're getting really, really sticky. I'll put one more layer in here. Shungite has a powerful spin to it, and it sets off electromagnetic fields, and it has a lot of positive benefits. I painted all my beehives with the Shungite powder that I've sifted to the finest of the powder and mixed it in Kills 2, and I painted my beehives with it, and have a big rock underneath my beehives as well. So that's how this goes. You don't have to finish watching everything I do, but you just got to keep layering it in here as I'm layering it, and then just keep putting the stuff in. And I hope you make more of these. I think the more that we can make of these on this earth, and the more we can deflect off the negative of the satellites that have been pushed up in there to support the G5 cell phone service and whatever else they're going to do with the G5 that may not be the best thing in the world for our health. And I think that's one of the reasons why the COVID-19 is taking off as bad as it is, because our immune systems are being affected by what they're doing. Anyway, have a good time time making your own Organites. Have a great day. Bye. I wanted to finish up the talk with the finished product of the Shungite Orgonite that I made, and in each one of these pipes, every alternating pipe, I put the Shungite powder in. The Shungite powder you can order from the slifeusa.com, and it's just the powder that Shungite rock's been ground up into a powder. And then I clamp them closed so that the powder stays intact. So that's what this Orgonite is all about. I want to show you another format. I just didn't do the pipes. I just did the spokes coming out, and also again Shungite and the aluminum and the copper and the three coiled. So and this was done in just a big huge water bottle, and I just cut the top off and just used that. And I actually did not take the water bottle out, so I'm leaving the water bottle intact. So that's easy to carry around. You can use other modalities, like I'm using a popsicle mold, and I'm making the popsicle Organites as well. And then I'm using a little glass for 4 ounces, and I'm making little ones. So there's all kinds of things you can do, cups and containers. And my next one I'm doing is going to be the 3.5 gallon Organite. I'm waiting for my aluminum to come in, and I have this all ready. And here's my piping, having it all ready. And every other pipe I'm going to put in the Shungite stones, the little stones that I make the products with. So and behind you is all the different Shungites that are big rocks. I always put the rocks in plastic bags because they produce carbon and they're kind of messy to handle. So have fun making your own Organites.